Everywhere you look, people are struggling. They work harder, run faster, push more, yet feel like they are chasing something that constantly slips through their fingers. They believe abundance belongs only to those with connections, luck, or extraordinary talent. They tell themselves, if I just work longer hours, maybe one day I'll make it. But they miss the golden truth that has guided the successful and the wise for centuries. Abundance does not answer to struggle, it responds to belief. There is a rhythm in the universe, an invisible current of supply that flows continuously. It is not random. It does not stop and start according to who sweats the most. It responds to inner alignment. You can row against the current all day and exhaust yourself, or you can learn to align your thoughts and beliefs with that current and allow it to carry you where you want to go. Money, opportunities, ideas, they are like birds. They do not come to clenched fists and desperate hearts, they come to open hands and quiet confidence. When your belief is strong and unwavering, abundance is drawn to you naturally. It is not forced, it is attracted. There is a deep misconception in society that the harder you struggle, the more deserving you are of success. People wear exhaustion as a badge of honor. They equate stress with progress, but many who work the hardest often find themselves trapped in cycles of lack. Why? Because struggle without belief creates resistance. You may be moving, but you are not flowing. You are trying to build a palace on shifting sand. True abundance begins in the mind. It begins in the quiet moments when you choose to believe that the universe is friendly, that opportunities are unlimited, and that you are worthy of receiving good. When this belief takes root, everything around you begins to rearrange itself. People appear, ideas arrive, situations unfold in your favor. Think about a radio. If you want to hear a particular station, you don't break the radio apart or scream at it. You simply tune it to the right frequency. The music was always there. You just couldn't hear it until you adjusted the dial. In the same way, abundance is already present in your life, but your beliefs are the tuner. When you tune into doubt, fear, and scarcity, you receive static. When you tune into faith, gratitude, and expectation, you hear the music of supply loud and clear. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is not hoping and waiting. Belief is a calm inner knowing that what you desire is already on its way, even if you cannot yet see it. It is acting and speaking from that inner certainty. When you believe, you stop chasing and start receiving. Struggle often comes from a mindset that says, I have to make this happen by my own power. But belief says, I align with divine power, and it flows through me. When you believe, you tap into a force far greater than your effort. This is why some people, seemingly with less effort, experience extraordinary success. Because their belief is clear, strong, and consistent. Picture a person planting seeds in a garden. The one who plants and believes the harvest will come, waters the soil with joy, tends to it daily, and knows that growth is happening even underground. The one who plants but doubts digs up the seeds every day to check, becomes impatient, and finally gives up. Struggle digs up the seeds. Belief lets them grow. Many people chase money as though it were a runaway train. But money is energy, and energy flows where attention and belief go. When you believe in abundance, you stop chasing. You become magnetic. Opportunities start finding you. Money starts showing up in unexpected ways, through ideas, people, promotions, gifts, business openings, or divine timing. There is a spiritual law that says you cannot receive what you constantly reject in your thoughts. If your mind is filled with, I don't have enough, it's so hard, nothing ever works out, then no matter how hard you work, you are broadcasting scarcity. And scarcity cannot attract abundance. But if your mind says, I live in a universe of plenty, my needs are met before I even speak them, doors open for me easily, you are broadcasting belief. And belief draws supply like a magnet. It's important to understand that belief isn't built overnight. It's cultivated daily. Every thought is like a brick. You are either building a fortress of faith or a prison of doubt. Each time you catch yourself speaking lack and replace it with words of abundance, you strengthen your belief. Each time you choose gratitude over complaint, you align closer with abundance. Your outer world is a mirror. It reflects what is happening within. If your inner conversation is filled with fear, struggle will appear on the outside. If your inner conversation is filled with faith, abundance will begin to flow outwardly. That is why the wealthiest individuals often credit their mindset rather than their labor. Labor is valuable, but belief multiplies its impact. Work without belief is like sowing seeds in barren ground. But work with belief is like sowing in fertile soil during a season of rain. It yields abundantly. You may have noticed that some people seem to receive blessings almost effortlessly. They speak about their goals as if they are already done. They expect good news. They live with a quiet confidence that things will work out. And strangely, they usually do. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. They are walking in belief, not struggle. Struggle creates tension. It says, I must fight for every inch. Belief creates flow. It says, what is mine by divine right cannot be taken from me. The supply I seek is already seeking me. This is not laziness. This is spiritual intelligence, knowing when to act, when to trust, and when to let go. If you want to transform your relationship with abundance, begin by changing the way you think and speak about it. Stop saying, "I can't afford that." Instead say, "The money for this comes to me easily and quickly." Stop saying, "Opportunities are scarce." Instead say, "Opportunities chase me down daily." Stop saying, "I'm always struggling." Instead declare, "I live in divine abundance, and everything I need is provided for me." At first, your logical mind may resist these declarations. It may say, "But that's not true right now." Remember, belief does not come from seeing. It brings the seeing. You don't wait for evidence to believe. You believe to bring evidence. Your subconscious mind listens carefully to the words you speak and the feelings you hold. It takes your repeated thoughts as instructions and begins to shape your reality to match them. This is why people who constantly talk about lack seem to experience endless shortage, while those who speak prosperity find doors opening in miraculous ways. Do not underestimate the power of a single belief. A single unwavering belief can move mountains. It can change the trajectory of your life. It can turn what looks like impossible odds into divine setups for breakthrough. But this belief must be more than surface words, it must be felt deeply. If you say, "I'm wealthy," but inside you feel doubt, you are sending mixed signals. True belief is when your thoughts, words, and emotions are in harmony. When that alignment happens, abundance cannot help but respond. Look back at your life. The greatest moments of progress probably came not during your most exhausting struggles, but during moments of clarity and confidence. Perhaps an idea clicked, a door opened, or help arrived just when you stopped worrying and started trusting. That is belief in action. The universe is abundant. There is more than enough for everyone. But abundance is not drawn to desperation. It is drawn to faith. When you believe, truly believe, you become like a light in the dark, and resources find their way to you. So today, make a decision, stop glorifying struggle, and start cultivating belief. Speak abundance over your life daily. Guard your thoughts. Refuse to entertain doubt. Expect good to come to you, not as a distant possibility, but as an inevitable reality. Say it until you feel it, and when you feel it, the world will mirror it back to you. Opportunities will unfold. Money will appear through expected and unexpected channels. Doors that seemed closed will open with ease. People will come into your life at the right time. Ideas will flash like lightning in your mind. All of this happens not because you struggled more, but because you believed more. Abundance was always there, waiting for you to tune into it. When you walk in belief, you walk with power. You stop begging life for scraps and start receiving the banquet that has been prepared for you all along. The struggle ends, and the flow begins. Remember this truth and guard it closely. Abundance is attracted by belief, not by struggle. When you align your inner world with faith, the outer world must rearrange itself to match that vibration. Speak it, feel it, live it, and watch as the doors of supply swing wide open in your favor. Everything you experience in life begins with one place, within you. Before a single event unfolds, before a door opens or closes, before success or failure reveals itself, something happens in the unseen realm of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. That is the birthplace of every reality you walk into. The outer world is not random. It is a mirror. It reflects your inner state with stunning accuracy. The moment you understand this truth deeply, you stop blaming circumstances and start shaping them. Most people try to change their lives by pushing and forcing the outer world. They chase opportunities, demand results, and struggle to control everything outside of them. But they ignore the source, their inner state. This is why many work hard but feel stuck, why opportunities slip through fingers, and why the same patterns repeat again and again. The real transformation doesn't begin with more effort. It begins with a shift inside. Think of your inner state as a frequency. When a radio station broadcasts at a certain frequency, only the listeners tuned into that exact frequency can hear it. Life works the same way. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs broadcast your station to the universe. Opportunities, people, and experiences that match that frequency are drawn to you naturally. If you are constantly filled with doubt, fear, and lack, you tune yourself to a station of limitation, and the outer world responds in kind. But when you dwell in faith, joy, gratitude, and expectancy, you tune into a station where abundance and success are already playing. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract blessings without effort? It's not because life favors them unfairly. It's because, consciously or unconsciously, they have aligned their inner world with what they desire. They believe deeply, they expect good, and their actions flow from that confidence. Others, even when working hard, carry an inner atmosphere of defeat. Their words are heavy with doubt, their thoughts filled with, "What if it fails?" and their emotions carry anxiety. That inner state broadcasts a powerful message, and the universe mirrors it perfectly. Every day, you walk through a reality sculpted by your dominant thoughts. If you wake up expecting problems, you'll find them. If you wake up expecting miracles, you'll recognize them. The outer world doesn't always change instantly, but your perception sharpens to notice opportunities that were invisible before. A person with a negative mindset can walk through a room full of opportunities and see none. A person with a prosperous inner state can walk through the same room and come out with doors opened and ideas sparked. Why? Because what's inside determines what you notice, how you interpret, and how you act. There's a law at work as within, so without. If your inner world is chaotic, scattered, or fearful, your outer life will reflect confusion and resistance. But if your inner world is centered, confident, and peaceful, the outer circumstances begin to rearrange themselves to reflect that harmony. This is not magic, it's spiritual law, as predictable as gravity. Your outer results are simply mirrors showing you what you've been holding inside. Let's go deeper. Your inner state is made up of three main forces: thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Your thoughts are like seeds. Every thought you plant grows into something. Repeated thoughts become beliefs, and beliefs become the soil of your reality. Emotions are the water and sunlight that give those seeds power. A fleeting negative thought may pass like a cloud, but a thought charged with strong emotion becomes magnetic. And beliefs are the roots. They anchor the unseen into the seen. If you want to change your reality, you must change the quality of your thoughts, the emotional tone you carry, and the beliefs you hold about what's possible. For example, imagine someone who constantly thinks money is hard to get. They feel anxiety whenever bills come. Deep down, they believe that financial ease is for others, not for them. Even if they take actions to earn more, their inner state is pushing against those actions. Their vibration is tuned to scarcity. As a result, they miss opportunities, attract setbacks, or sabotage their progress unconsciously. Now imagine someone else who thinks, money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. They feel gratitude for what they already have. Their core belief is that abundance is their birthright. They take inspired action from a place of faith, not fear. Their vibration is tuned to abundance. So doors open unexpectedly, people offer help, and creative ideas flow at the right moment. From the outside, it might look like luck. But in truth, it's their inner state shaping their outer experience. This principle works in every area of life: relationships, career, health, and personal growth. You attract the level of love you believe you deserve. You experience the level of success you expect. You encounter the kind of treatment you unconsciously allow. When you carry self-worth, respect, and joy within, the outer world matches it. But if you hold on to self-doubt, fear of rejection, or guilt, you unconsciously invite circumstances that mirror those emotions. Life is not punishing you, it is reflecting you. Here is a powerful exercise. Pause and take a deep breath. Ask yourself honestly, what is my inner state right now? Is it peaceful or restless? Is it grateful or anxious? Is it expecting good or fearing the worst? This self-awareness is the first step to change. You cannot shape your reality if you remain unaware of the state you are broadcasting. Awareness turns the unconscious into the conscious. And once you are conscious, you have the power to choose differently. The next step is deliberate inner alignment. This means choosing your thoughts, nurturing emotions that support your goals, and replacing limiting beliefs with empowering truths. Begin your day by setting your inner state, just like tuning a radio before playing music. Speak words of abundance, visualize success, and feel the emotions of gratitude before any outer change happens. When you hold that inner vibration steadily, your outer world has no choice but to follow. There's a powerful truth. Your inner state precedes evidence. Most people wait to feel happy until something good happens. But the spiritually wise reverse it. They feel happy, grateful, and expectant first, and then the good happens. This is because the outer world is always one step behind the inner. By the time something appears physically, it has already been created spiritually within. So if you want a different outer reality, don't wait for proof. Be the proof. Embody the feeling first, and the world will catch up. Doubt and fear are like static on a frequency. They interrupt the signal. This is why inconsistent inner states create inconsistent results. One moment you're filled with faith, and the next you allow fear to take over. The universe receives mixed messages, but when your inner state remains unwavering, when you hold to faith even when appearances contradict, it creates a powerful magnetic field. Things begin to shift. Circumstances bend. What looked impossible begins to rearrange itself in your favor. It's important to understand that this inner work is not about pretending or ignoring reality. It's about recognizing that your inner reality is the seed and the outer reality is the harvest. You cannot reap apples if you've planted thorns. You cannot expect abundance if you constantly water the seeds of lack. Changing your inner state takes intention, practice, and persistence, but it is the most powerful investment you can make because it transforms everything else. Every great achievement begins invisibly. A business empire starts with a single vision. A breakthrough starts with a shift in belief. A new chapter of life begins with a decision to think differently. The moment you change your inner state, the trajectory of your life shifts, even if you don't see it right away. Over time, that shift becomes visible in the opportunities that find you, the relationships that form, and the blessings that unfold. Guard your inner state fiercely. Don't allow negative conversations, fear-based news, or past failures to dictate what you hold within. Protect your peace as if it were a treasure, because it is. Surround yourself with uplifting words, inspiring thoughts, and people who speak life. Replace "I can't" with "I can." Replace "It's too hard" with "The way will appear." Replace "I'm not enough" with "I am divinely equipped." You are the painter, and your inner state is the brush. Every stroke shapes the canvas of your reality. You are the architect, and your thoughts are the blueprint. Every detail manifests over time. You are the gardener, and your beliefs are the seeds. What you cultivate will eventually bloom. So choose wisely what you allow to grow within, because the harvest is inevitable. There will be moments when outer circumstances seem slow to change, and doubt may whisper, "This isn't working." But remember, the seed doesn't sprout the day it's planted. It sprouts the day it's nourished consistently. Keep watering your inner state with faith, gratitude, and vision. Keep holding the vibration even when the field looks empty. The harvest always comes in its season. Your inner state is your true power. It is the switch that turns on abundance, the compass that guides opportunities, and the magnet that draws in everything you need. Once you master it, you stop reacting to life and start creating it. You stop living by default and begin living by design. So today, make a decision, not a weak wish, but a firm inner decree, to align your thoughts with your highest good, to nurture emotions that empower you, and to hold beliefs that expand your life. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and declare within yourself, "I am the creator of my reality. I choose peace. I choose abundance. I choose faith. My inner state is aligned with the life I desire, and my outer world reflects this truth." Hold this conviction, not just in moments of inspiration, but daily. Let it shape your words, your actions, and your responses. Over time, you will witness the undeniable truth: your inner state creates your outer reality. The world around you will shift, not because life suddenly became easier, but because you became the master of the only thing that truly matters, the world within. And when that inner world shines with clarity, confidence, and abundance, the outer world has no choice but to follow. There is a power hidden in plain sight. People use it every single day, often without realizing it. It can open doors or shut them. It can build bridges or walls. It can draw abundance or chase it away. It is not buried in mountains or locked in vaults. It is on the tip of your tongue. This power is your words. Most people speak casually, throwing words around like they carry no weight. They complain, they doubt, they declare limitations as if describing the weather. And without realizing it, they are issuing commands to life itself. Words are not empty. They are creative forces. Each word you speak sets spiritual laws in motion. Each phrase carries energy that builds, attracts, or repels. Your words are spiritual commands that shape your destiny. Think about it. Every great transformation begins with a declaration. The moment someone says, "I will," a new future starts to form. The moment someone says, "I can't," doors begin to close. Life listens. The universe responds not to your wishes, but to your conviction. It answers the tone of your declarations. If you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," you are not just expressing frustration. You are programming your reality. You are issuing an order, and unseen forces arrange themselves to confirm your words. You'll meet delays, obstacles, and disappointments because that is the command you send out. But when you say, "Everything is working together for my good," you activate a different current. Situations begin to rearrange. People appear at the right moment. Solutions come unexpectedly. It may look like coincidence, but it is simply your words returning to you clothed in events. Words are seeds. What you plant grows. If you continually speak lack, doubt, and fear, you are sowing thorns in the garden of your future. But if you speak faith, gratitude, and abundance, you plant trees that will bear fruit for years to come. Look back at your life for a moment. How many of your current circumstances are shaped by phrases you have repeated over and over? Statements like, "I'm always broke," "People can't be trusted," "Opportunities never come to me," or "This is just how life is." These are not harmless sayings. They are scripts, and you've been living according to them. The good news is this: you can change the script. The moment you choose new words, new outcomes begin to form. This is why conscious speech is so powerful. When you deliberately choose to speak words that match the life you want, not the life you fear, you start commanding your destiny instead of drifting through it. Consider the way children are influenced by words. A child who constantly hears, "You're capable, you're strong, you can do anything," begins to believe it, act on it, and ultimately manifest it. A child who hears, "You're difficult, you're hopeless, you'll never make it," starts to live out that script, too. The difference isn't the child's worth, it's the power of spoken words. The same principle applies to adults. You may have grown up hearing words that shaped you, but you are not bound to them. You can reshape your life by reshaping your language. Every positive declaration is like laying a new brick on the path of your destiny. Say, I attract abundance in expected and unexpected ways. And doors you didn't even know existed will begin to open. Say, I am guided, protected, and provided for, and help will come from surprising directions. Say, I am becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable each day, and you will find strength you didn't know you had. This is not magic in the shallow sense. This is spiritual law. Just as gravity responds consistently whether you understand it or not, the creative power of words responds whether you are aware of it or not. Speaking with doubt or carelessness is like driving a car with your eyes closed. You may end up somewhere you never intended. Speaking with faith and intention is like holding the steering wheel firmly toward the destination you choose. Your words also carry emotional power. Words spoken with fear are weak, but words spoken with faith are electric. When you speak from deep conviction, your words vibrate through your entire being, aligning thought, feeling, and intention. That alignment is what moves unseen forces. There is a reason victorious people speak differently. Listen to champions, innovators, leaders, and visionaries. Their language is charged with clarity, certainty, and expectation. They declare their vision long before it manifests. They say, I will build. This will change the world. I know my moment is coming, and their lives rise to match their words. In contrast, those who remain stuck often use language filled with hesitation and complaint. I hope something changes. I don't know if I can. This always happens to me. Their words keep them locked in the same patterns. Destiny doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to spiritual commands. When you speak your vision boldly, you are not merely motivating yourself. You are setting spiritual machinery into motion. The right people begin to hear your words and feel their pull. The right situations start aligning with your frequency. This is how new realities are born. There is also a subtle but vital point. Your words reveal what you truly believe. You might say you want success, but if your daily language is full of fear, sarcasm, and defeat, then your dominant belief is not success but doubt. You cannot speak one way and expect to live another. So, to change your life, you must begin by changing the words that flow from you daily, even in casual conversations. Every complaint is a negative prayer. Every word of gratitude is a positive command. Choose carefully which one you send out into the world. Start observing your language. Become aware of the phrases you repeat without thinking. Notice how often you say, I can't, I'm tired, this is too hard, or I'll never get there. Each of these phrases is a seed, and if you water them with repetition, they will grow. Then, gently but firmly replace them with words that support the destiny you want. Instead of, I can't, say, I'm learning how. Instead of, this is too hard, say, I'm becoming stronger through this. Instead of, I never have enough, say, abundance flows to me in perfect timing. At first, it may feel unnatural. That's because you're retraining your spiritual muscles. But as you persist, the new language becomes natural, and your life begins to reflect the new script. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forms of speech. When you say, thank you, for blessings you have not yet seen, you are declaring trust in the unseen. You are saying, I know it's already mine. I know the way is being prepared. That kind of gratitude pulls future blessings into the present moment. It transforms waiting into receiving. Another vital form of speech is blessing. When you bless others, whether silently or aloud, you send out currents of goodwill that often return multiplied. Bless your work, your relationships, your finances, your health. Speak blessing over challenges, not curses. Say, this situation will turn into good, and watch it unfold differently than if you had spoken in fear. Your destiny is not shaped by outside forces alone. It is shaped by the words you consistently release. This is why keeping the right language even in difficult times is so important. Anyone can speak faith when life is easy. Power is built when you speak faith in the face of storms. Imagine standing before a locked door. You can push, pull, and get frustrated, or you can speak the right password. That opens it. Your words are like keys. The right key turns the lock. Many people are standing before doors that could open if only they changed the language they use daily. There will be moments when doubt whispers. There will be times when fear tries to make you speak against your vision. In those moments, pause. Remember that every word is a command. Choose your next statement with intention. Instead of saying, I'm afraid this won't work, say, even now, everything is unfolding for my good. Speak faith until faith becomes your natural language. The transformation is subtle at first, but profound. Opportunities begin to appear. People treat you differently, your energy shifts. You start to notice solutions you once overlooked. Doors that seemed sealed begin to move. It feels as if the world is responding, but in truth it is. It's responding to the new spiritual commands you're issuing. You are never powerless. Even in your quietest moments, your words are shaping your path. Speak wisely, speak boldly, speak as one who knows that life is listening. If your current reality does not reflect the life you desire, do not despair. Begin where you are. Speak words that declare the truth of where you're going, not the limitations of where you've been. Say, I am rising, even if you feel low. Say, I am provided for, even if the evidence hasn't shown up yet. Say, I am stepping into abundance, and the path will start to unfold. Words are not mere sounds, they are spiritual blueprints. They sketch the structure before the bricks are laid. When you speak, you are building the invisible foundation of your future. Speak carelessly, and the structure is weak. Speak with intention, and the structure is solid. The secret to changing your destiny is not found in endless striving but in conscious commanding. And the tool for that command is already yours, your words. So begin today. Speak only what you want to live. Speak as though your destiny is listening, because it is.